All right, what's up, everyone? This is the second episode of the Few de Bois, aka the FDB podcast. We're here with it's just me and Olivier this time. We don't have a guest, sadly.
Welcome back.
Yep.
That's Olivier.
well, we have more guests coming. Episode 3 and 4 should have some special guests, but today it'll be just us, and we have a few things to talk about.
Yeah,
and
we got a good lineup today.
We do. And I think the first thing we should talk about is just kind of breaking down the last video, and we appreciate all the support, everything that you guys have commented, likes, shares, views. It's all been a mad.
Yeah, like honestly, we were expecting probably 50
max 50.
Like as of today, we just hit 200 views. So yeah, that's crazy. We actually hit. I'm pretty sure we got 100 in like the first 3 hours.
Yeah, 100 came super fast,
Yeah.
and then 200 we hit it just this morning. Olivier hit our group chat with the text. We're all
insane, bro.
all a bit hyped.
Yeah, so that's super dope. We're like so thankful you guys are checking it out. Yeah. I guess we're kind of not expecting as much this time.
Yeah, episode 2 will have a drop off, I think.
But it is what it is. I mean, those of you that are back, thank you guys. You guys are gonna keep us up. You know what I'm saying? Motivate us to keep going.
And everyone that's here from maybe wasn't here the first episode, make sure you subscribe. There will be more episodes coming. And everyone that subscribed from the first episode, thank you. Anything like that?
So we're almost at 20 subscribers.
Decent.
So all right, I want you guys to remember to like the video if you guys liked it, because that's gonna tell us that we're doing things correctly. Especially commenting as well. That's gonna help us as well.
Yeah, we had a few people reach out specifically, which it's equivalent to a like.
Yeah.
Having someone reach out to us, we want to shout out a few people. The video you wanna.
Yeah. So all right, we'll look at some comments, see what's up. So
okay.
All right, first we have George.
That's George. My guy.
So he was envisioning a live podcast, as in a video podcast, which we have talked about, and we are going to work towards that. But we're focusing just on the audio for now because that's what we think we're better at the moment.
Yeah,
we want to slowly get better and better and advance as we go instead of rushing things and it doesn't come out as nice as
we want to perfect every aspect before we get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, so that will come eventually. Mm-hmm. Remember that. So don't worry about that. All right, we've got Evan with the comments. Yes. He said it makes car rides 69% better. What do you think of that?
A little joke in there.
Is it?
And also shout out Evan. He told us earlier a few days ago we were talking to him. He said he listened to the whole thing. So thanks, man, for that.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we got Cole with a couple comments.
Okay.
All right. So we have one pointing out Jordan's voice crack in the last episode. That was a good moment.
It was necessary.
It was a funny moment. So, also one thing, I know you guys saw the title. It said Jordo's bathroom mishap, and it was actually at the end. So hopefully you guys stuck around for that.
Yeah, it was pretty funny if you did though.
Yeah, it was a funny moment. Mustafa with the final comment.
Okay.
He gave it a 10 out of 10, called it a banger, and he said he would listen again. So
nice. Yeah, he reached out to me a few days ago. So shout out you, Mustafa. That's great.
Yeah,
like to hear everyone's listening.
So yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it for the most part. Yeah, we got a few DMs talking about it. Good stuff. Yeah, and it really I would say it really, especially, I could speak for myself. It made me really excited to come do the next one.
Yeah.
And then plan for the future episodes.
Yes, so. Yeah, definitely. It means a lot that people are taking time out of their day to let us know that they really enjoyed it and listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, even just listening.
Fantastic. Honestly.
I mean, I would say even if you listen to a little bit, that's still helpful to us. And even if you didn't enjoy it, tell us how to improve.
Yeah, we want positive and negative feedback. It's
for example, George gave a little bit of what he would want for future episodes by saying the live version.
Yeah.
So that, we want to know those things so we can get better and keep you guys as an audience. Basically.
Yeah, we're definitely looking for any sort of feedback is fantastic. And I want to give one final shout out.
Okay.
I can't imagine they're listening, but my stepsister Carly, she just got engaged yesterday.
Oh wow! So I did not know that.
So congratulations, Carly and Michael. They I can't imagine they're listening, but Cindy, if you are, that's great. That's my stepmom for anyone that doesn't know. All right, we can move on to the first topic.
Okay, yeah. So, we want to talk about some recent news sometimes. because that's always relevant, something you guys might be able to relate to.
Some topical events.
And something that we relate to is we like to watch YouTube. We like sports.
Yeah.
So we wanted to bring up the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yeah, super interesting.
Which is crazy to me because when this was announced, I was like boxing fans are already mad YouTube's into this.
Yeah, boxing fans are
realm.
fuming.
So I was like, no way this happens. There's no way Floyd takes this seriously.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It is an
official.
exhibition match. It's an exhibition match, though.
It is, but it still counts.
Yeah, not on the level that for anyone that watched the Mike Tyson Roy Jones fight, not that kind of exhibition where they were getting pulled apart. There was a lot of grabbing. There was no knockouts allowed. It won't be like that.
Yeah,
it will be a real.
It is
fight.
a real fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is official, which is insane to me.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it, honestly.
Yeah. So we're here. I'll give you guys some stats.
Okay.
So Floyd Mayweather is getting $2 million just for the fight, versus Logan Paul getting $200,000. So what do you think about that?
I think it makes sense because Floyd is, well, in some eyes, the best boxer of all time.
Right.
And Logan Paul is, at best, a national sensation.
He's still an 0-1 though.
Yeah, he's a one professional to another YouTuber, which is not a hot record.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's mad that he's got the fight in the first place, but I think we all know this isn't Logan. I can't imagine is going into this fight thinking he's gonna win. He's gonna have faith in himself. Obviously, his team's gonna be behind him, but I think we all know that Floyd will win this fight.
Yeah. Just because he's obviously the better boxer,
Yeah.
you'll outbox him. I think that. So, do you have any predictions then? Like
Predictions?
what rounds?
How many rounds is it gonna go? 10?
I have no idea.
Professional with their 10 or 12 usually. It depends on the fight, but
Yeah.
so say it goes 10 or 12. I don't know. Floyd is great at he's just great at like his defense, and I don't know if Logan's gonna be able to.
Oh,
I mean-
okay. It's gonna be 6 3-minute rounds. So it's not the longest. fight.
6. Okay, 6.
I think that's the same as the KSI fight. If I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I think.
That does sound right. I think I don't know if professional boxers like the best aren't able to penetrate Floyd's defense in the ring. I don't think Logan's gonna be able to do the same. The only thing he obviously has over him is, well, Logan is 6'3", Floyd's 5'8". Logan for the KSI fight, I think he weighed in at like 186 or.
No, more than that.
You think?
Yeah.
Closer to 200.
Yeah.
Okay, so say he was closer to 200. Floyd's a lot smaller than him, but that's really the only advantage that Logan has. So
Logan's pretty much 200, 199.
199. Okay, so probably like 196 for the fight. I thought it was 186. So it's
Floyd is 147.
that's the same as me.
But it's like me versus you. No, but so basically what we're saying is like that's probably the only advantage. Like Logan's gonna go for the knockout.
Yes,
He's not going into this fight wanting to outbox.
He knows he's
Floyd.
not going to go 6 rounds with him.
Right. If he does, then he's lost. If the fight ends with no knockouts, Logan Paul lost the fight.
Yeah, because Floyd's gonna get more punches. He's gonna take less punches.
Do you think that Floyd is going to go for a knockout early? Or do you think he's going to give the fans what they want, a little entertainment, carry out the fight? Because he's going to be in control of this fight.
I think that he's obviously going to control the flow of the fight. I think he's going to go into this knowing he can win. He can win knockout or he can go 6 rounds in one either way.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already gotten paid. So I think he's going to try to take the interesting route maybe. Because it's not as much of a headline as... So imagine you wake up the next morning, you didn't watch the fight. Floyd knocked out Logan Paul. That's a way bigger and better headline than... What?
Split decision.
Yeah, split decision.
Well, unanimous. So it'll probably be unanimous, but like...
Yeah, that's true. And that's just... I can only imagine he's going to go for the knockout. That would be the most interesting way for it to end.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he's obviously got the capabilities to do so.
Do you think that Floyd is under any pressure?
No. I don't think any at all.
Because, well, I wanted to bring up, like, the fight is Floyd, who has everything to lose, his 50-0 record, his reputation.
Yeah.
And then you have Logan Paul, who has nothing to lose. He's fighting one of the greatest of all time. He's clearly the underdog.
Yeah.
He hasn't even won a fight before.
Yeah. And he's just a YouTuber.
He is a YouTuber. So, like, Logan's going to come in this confident because he's going to be like, I don't care what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously he would prefer to win, but if he loses, no one's going to blame him for it.
Yeah, no one's going to be like, dang, Logan, you're trash at boxing for losing to the greatest of all time.
But if somehow Logan lands a knockout punch, which is I'm not expecting, but it's what he's
It's
planning
possible
to do.
as well. It's possible.
Then that puts Floyd in like a really bad position. Even if Floyd gets knocked down one time, right?
Yeah.
Even if he gets caught,
Yeah.
you know what
I
I
think
mean?
for this to not have any negative connotations on Floyd, he has to dominate this fight.
Yeah, and which is, I don't think that'll be a problem for him.
Yeah. It's likely that he will.
Right. So,
Like if this even goes 3 rounds,
Mhm.
I'll be a tad surprised.
unless it depends how Floyd's gonna go into this fight, obviously, but like, I don't expect him to take it all the way unless, for some reason, for the entertainment purposes, he's been told he should do that. I don't know.
It depends on what his team wants, maybe.
Maybe I don't really know the like logistics behind it because technically this isn't the most serious fight.
Yeah, it is an exhibition.
So because of that, you never know like what's behind the scenes. Are they doing this more for entertainment than the actual fight?
Well, I think they're both. So obviously, Logan is more relevant than Floyd at this current state in time.
Well,
In the media,
okay.
in like the boxing world, Floyd is more relevant. But in the overall media, we can say Logan Paul is more relevant.
He's more talked about right now. Yeah.
Yes, he's definitely a bigger topic, and so this is maybe a slight clout grab from Floyd, a little bit.
Do you think?
Yes, because
I think it's bigger for Logan, honestly. Because
it's for both of them. It's definitely for both of them.
because what I'm thinking is Floyd's not. He's going into boxing, right?
Yeah.
So if you're watching this fight, it doesn't mean you're a boxing fan, but like Floyd's doing something that he's already known to do, but Logan's going into what Floyd's capable of. So that way more boxing fans will see Logan rather than Logan Paul fans. I guess they'll see Floyd, but they'll see like not
Like-
prime Floyd.
Yeah, this is mainly, I think Floyd, he most likely did it for the money, but
Yeah,
but
2
no-
mil is crazy.
yeah, 2 mils is insane, and he's already worth
Especially
so
compared to
much.
200K.
Yeah, but yeah, 2 mil is honestly, it's so much for the average person, but Floyd is a wealthy man. Like I forget what, it was some sporting event a few years ago. I think it was a boxing match. He put $1 million on and he lost. And I don't think, you know what I'm talking
like
about.
he bet.
Yeah, he bet $1 million and he
Okay.
lost. I don't think he was upset at all. I think he was just like, damn, I wish I could have won more.
Wait, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you fight Floyd for $200,000?
Ooh, okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so I'll say for how much?
200K, same as Logan.
200.
We could up it. 6
3-minute round, same exact fight.
Same fight.
So it's pretty much
Also, remember Floyd's your size, so he's used to fighting.
Well, I'm taller than Floyd. He's 5'8",
What are you?
5'10".
Okay.
So in the ring,
Well,
5'10".
he's fought people that are like the tallest person he fought is like 6'1" or something.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
So we're practically the same in weight, height, size difference.
He's
reach.
probably
Our reach is probably similar.
He's probably a little fitter than you.
Well, how long do I have to train so I can at least not look like a jet?
6 months.
So I have 6 months.
It's not that long though. That is
Okay, so I don't have the power to hurt this man. That's
you
obvious.
just have to run. Well, like you're not going into this to win. You're
If I
going
can
into this-
dodge and grab for 18 minutes,
it's a long time.
it's a long time. I think my goal would to be not to get knocked out.
Okay.
Because
So you would for 200,000?
I would, yeah, definitely.
200,000?
Yes, definitely.
Do that?
So I think we had this talk a few. This might have been like last year or something with our friend group about Mike Tyson, and it was how much money would it take for you to let Mike Tyson just punch you in the face? And
Dude, but like you could die.
you think?
Yeah.
No, but you would have to
could
die. You'd die from injuries sustained after.
Yeah.
Like
Which-
the punch
which would
wouldn't
suck.
kill me, but like internal bleeding in my head would kill me.
That's direct enough. Well, like I don't want to have. Even if I don't die, what if it screws up my brain for my whole life,
You think he'll punch me that hard?
bro? Well, what? Like he's going full force, right?
Yeah, he is going full force.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I think
I don't know if I would do it for any amount of money. Honestly.
I think I would definitely do it for an amount of money. I don't know what that amount might be.
$1 mil,
$1 million, yes, definitely.
200K.
200K. Okay, so let's see. What can you realistically do with 200K? You buy a house with.
Well, you probably wouldn't want to buy a house.
Yeah, I'd put myself through college and
Yeah.
buy a car with 200,000.
It'd probably be smarter to like invest it, maybe.
Well,
Right.
I don't know. I think about this all the time. Like,
Save it.
like if you just somehow won an X amount of money that's like life changing. I think so it's pretty much am I taking potential brain injuries and a punch to the face for 200,000, which
Dude, you like, I've seen like people's faces
you'd
like
break the bones in my face.
like change.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
this.
Yeah, the cheekbones on whichever side he punches me, which I hope it's the left side.
Why?
'Cause I prefer to have the right side on my
But if he's
face.
going with his right and he's hooking.
Yeah. So he's facing me. He's gonna hit he's gonna hit my
Oh
left.
yeah, that is your.
I want my left.
Okay.
I think I'd be 200K. Maybe a mil. Maybe my minimum would be a mil.
Okay.
A mil. I mean, I would take a mil.
Bro, this made me think of. So there was this UFC fight,
Mhm.
and the guy like did a flying knee to the forehead,
Okay.
and like this man's skull had like a crevice and it was all cracked up and stuff. It was
Oh.
insane. He had to retire because of it.
It was
Yeah.
what the dude's shin hit his forehead.
His knee,
Oh.
like right like on the top of the head ish, not top,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
between the forehead and the top of the
Oh,
head.
gosh.
And it was like you know when like you know how on the moon there's like holes.
Oh yeah.
from
What
like
are those called? Craters.
yeah.
a crater in his head.
Bro, like the X-ray of his skull was like a crater with a bunch of like cracked bones. It was insane.
MMA is. Oh, it's probably the
It's
worst
so
sport.
brutal.
It's probably the worst sport. Like in those terms.
Like dangerous, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like football has like you have like CTE, concussions, blah blah blah.
I would give rugby.
No,
Ru-
but
Rugby.
you think that's ever? You think someone's got a crater in their skull from rugby?
No, I'm saying above football
Oh, okay, yeah. Rugby's about football.
because like
They just don't learn.
it's the
any
same thing.
gear.
It's the same thing without gear. Yeah.
it's insane. I think you could do worse in rugby. To be
Oh,
honest.
and speaking of football, we can move on to maybe a few more sports topics.
Okay.
Because
Oh yeah, I know you.
well, so bottom line, Floyd's gonna win the fight. I'm gonna predict a knockout. I'll say second round.
I'll say he'll let it go a little farther and just say third.
Okay,
I-
but he's still
I
gonna
don't-
go for the knockout.
I don't know if he'll knock Logan down
Mm-hmm.
and like the same way Jake did to Nate,
No, I don't think so.
but I think he'll cause a stop.
I think it might be a TKO. I don't think he'll get a straight up.
I don't think he'll. I don't think he will. Yeah, like just
Yeah. He won't just
It-
swing on him and take him down.
it won't be one. If that does happen, it'll be just so many punches.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just-
It'll be 2 or 3 huge punches over a round or two.
So like it'll definitely get stopped.
Yeah.
I'll say. So
Yeah.
I'll say third round. Just
Okay.
one. Just I think
Okay.
Floyd will feel it
Yeah.
out, whatever.
That's fair. Yeah. So moving into a few more sports topics, I'm not even a huge college football fan. I know you're not really, Olivier. But so I wanted to shout out Sarah Fuller. She is the first woman. She actually 2 weeks ago now. She was the first woman to ever kick in a Power 5 college football game, which
That's dope.
there was a lot of mixed opinion. Yeah, it's dope for sure.
Yeah.
There was some mixed opinions about it though, because for anyone that knows football, they had her kick a squib kick, which is where off kickoff you kick it like short and low so that your team can still recover it. But a lot of people were
Oh, is it
saying
because they didn't like trust her to kick it all the way?
a lot of people were saying that one, they didn't trust her, and two, she just wasn't able to kick it far enough, like an actual kickoff. It's got to go like 60, 70 yards.
Well, okay, so if she wasn't able to, then why did they sign her?
Okay, so they signed her. Oh yeah, for anyone that's not aware of the situation, it's Vanderbilt is the school that she kicked for. They signed her because their 3 kickers that they had all had COVID, or at least COVID protocoled, and couldn't play. And apparently Vanderbilt doesn't have a boys soccer team,
Oh, so they picked.
so they
someone off
signed the girls goalkeeper, who does the biggest kicks on the team. If anyone doesn't
Okay.
know soccer, so they signed her in
That
hopes
does
that
make sense.
she could at least manage.
Did she not score a field goal? An extra point?
And so yeah, she did. And so just this past week or
Okay.
weekend, she scored an extra point in a game, which once again, the first woman in a Power 5 game to score an extra point,
Huh?
which is great to see.
Yeah,
I don't know
for
if-
sure, for sure.
I
Do you
don't
think
know-
this will spark a little movement or no?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think so either. Just because, I mean, I think there will be girls that are talented enough to do it for sure.
Yeah, there's girls
So-
that are capable of it.
But like, if they're not trusting her, then I don't know if they'll like
Yeah.
last that long.
And the extra point was dodgy at best.
Oh, was it actually?
It wasn't even above.
But she plays soccer though.
No, that's yeah.
Okay, I'm saying like if there's a girl, like the same way that kickers are usually trained to kick footballs,
Mhm.
and if there's a girl that's always been a kicker, like that's what she's trained
Yeah.
for, not soccer, right?
Yeah.
Then I don't see why not that would continue.
Yeah, and I'm not blaming her for not being able to kick a fantastic extra point because she only practiced for like 1 week before.
Yeah,
The-
like,
the-
it was
the
probably
thing.
some of her first times ever, and especially in front of like a crowd
Yeah,
as well. Like
and if you flip,
I would miss.
if you, I would definitely miss as well. I would, if you flip the scene and you took this obviously wouldn't happen, but just in a random world, you took someone off the Vanderbilt football team and you put them in goal in a soccer match,
For
even in a
women's.
girls' game, in a women's game, they're not
They would
saving a
have
single.
trouble. Yeah,
I don't think they're saving a single shot. That's
like decent.
that's not down the middle.
They're not gonna make a good save.
Yeah, they're athletic
Well,
enough.
okay.
They're athletic enough to catch it if it's coming down the middle, or like if
Yeah.
it's like on the ground, maybe dive and save it.
Mhm.
But it would be just as embarrassing as her extra point was, and her extra point wasn't even that bad. It went
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
so it's like if the roles were reversed, you have to think about what is possible.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was something that's
Because
super interesting.
at the end of the day, like technique is technique.
Yeah,
So like whoever knows the technique better will most likely be better.
Yeah.
So like for example, you could be as athletic as you want, but when you try a new sport like golf, for example,
Mhm.
it doesn't guarantee you're going to be good first try.
Yeah.
First day.
like with should we bring up Evan?
I guess we could
So-
bring up that.
so
One
we-
of our commenters.
Yeah, one of our commenters. Thanks, man. So we played basketball with him for the first time on Saturday, and
Mhm.
he's easily the most athletic person there.
Yeah, he's super athletic.
He was like almost dunking on a 10-foot
Just
rim.
easy.
He was dominating, which is fair. I think he's 6'1", he said.
Yeah, I think he's taller.
6'1", works out all the time, super athletic, but he was just missing open layup. which shout out Evan for coming out there with us. But it just shows that it doesn't matter how athletic you are. It's all about skill
Mhm.
and like what you can do with the ball.
Yeah, like so he's probably more like you could argue he's more athletic than like many kids on high school basketball teams.
Yeah, for sure.
But because maybe they've practiced shooting, they've practiced layups,
Yeah.
they practice like these technical things, then in that situation, like they're gonna be better than him.
Yeah, like take our friend Jordo. He was on the high school basketball team.
Yeah.
Evan is most definitely more athletic than him. That's not a diss at Jordo or anything.
Yeah.
Evan's just very athletic.
But Jordan's better at
But
basketball.
I'm taking Jordo in a one-on-one purely due to the fact that Jordo's actually going to be able to consistently make his layups and his threes and such.
Yeah.
And Evan's not going to be able to.
Like he's had the practice, he's learned the technique, he knows how to play.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Like, and the thing about sports is you can learn how to play, but then you can get deeper and deeper and it never ends.
Yeah.
Like, you can learn so many different, like, little things that'll make you better
yeah.
that the amateurs aren't going to ever know.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Unless,
sports are super situational as well.
Yeah.
Like
so-
it's about how well you can adapt to a situation. So Sarah Fuller, the kicker, being able to come onto that field and kick a squib kick for a squib kick fairly well.
It takes courage no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. So it's more than just the skill, and it's more than just the physique, the athletics, like required for the sport. It's about what you can do with it.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, huge shout out to Sarah because that's a massive milestone, especially for college football.
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
Definitely.
Did you have another?
I mean, we could talk about the Ravens Browns game last night. People are saying it's gonna be game of the year in the
Yeah, I've
NFL.
heard that as
I'm a
well.
huge NFL fan. For anyone that doesn't know, it was. I think it ended 47-42 Ravens.
42?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was actually a little shocked as well because I was at my girlfriend's house watching the game, and each time they scored a touchdown, I was just like, oh, like geez, like this is going crazy. Like each team's just marching down
like
the
they're
field.
going back and forth.
Yeah, they're just going back and forth.
Right.
And so it eventually got to, what was it? The Ravens were up a touchdown, and Lamar Jackson, the Ravens quarterback, got injured with cramps, quote unquote cramps. We don't know what specifically they were. And the Browns came down and scored. And then the Ravens.
Well, he did just come back from it. Or COVID. Right?
Yeah, he had COVID
Well,
for.
Was he not injured too?
No, he had COVID
Okay.
for 10. But apparently he like had bad symptoms. Like he was like he said, this is like a paraphrase, but he said he slept for 10 days straight while he had symptoms.
Oh, wow.
Like it was a
10 days.
It was a toll on him.
That's
yeah, he
crazy.
missed 2 games.
Because I know even like, well, he's a professional athlete,
Yeah.
but like there's a lot of like just regular people that feel it for 3 days.
Yeah, no, he had the symptoms were bad for him, so it was hard for him to come back. This was his second game back, but first game, we knew he wasn't 100%. He said it before the game. He was like, "I'm playing, but I'm not. I probably shouldn't, but like you have to do what you can for the team."
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was 100% today, but then he had to leave in the third quarter for cramps. And the Browns scored, and the Ravens had their backup quarterback. He had to come in obviously because Lamar was, off the field in the locker room. We're not sure. And he came back out just in time for a Ravens possession, and he came on and he immediately scored a touchdown. He threw a 44-yard touchdown to Marquise Brown,
I did see that.
and it was in Cleveland as well. So the fans were stunned. This man comes back on the field, throws a touchdown, and then it was a madness. And then the Browns went down, couldn't score. Oh no, the Browns went down and scored again, and then the Ravens, they had a minute and a half because it was a tie game, 42-42. The Ravens had a minute and a half to go, realistically score a field goal to win, and they did. They went down and scored. Justin Tucker scored a 55-yard field goal, and then the Browns got it back with, I think, 2 seconds. And they conceded a safety because you can only do so much.
Yeah.
But the big story from that game was he really having cramps?
Where did he go?
Was he using the bathroom? So you want to talk about the Paul Pierce situation?
Yeah, so if you guys don't know Paul Pierce, he's a retired NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
And in one of the games, he actually faked like a leg injury.
Yeah.
And he had to get wheelchaired off. So everyone was like, oh, this is serious. He won't be back. Comes back running out like 10 minutes later. And everyone's like he just came back from the dead.
Yeah.
But so it actually turns out he just really needed to use the bathroom.
Yeah, it came out later. He just had to
He
go.
admitted it.
He just had to go during the game. And so
I think it was always a rumor that that's
Yeah.
what happened, but he eventually, I think it was like this year that he actually admitted it, like during
Oh,
the
was it
playoffs.
really?
I think
Oh,
so.
that's
I think
funny.
so.
And so people are saying this might have been a Paul Pierce 2.0. We don't
Paul
know.
Pierce situation.
Lamar Jackson said that he hasn't.
Paul Pierce bathroom mishap.
And so, it's just a joke to think about, but,
Yeah.
Lamar's, you don't want to admit something like that.
He said he had cramps, so like it is what it is.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
maybe in like how many years? Like 10 years? Do you think he'll retire?
No, it's prime. He'll be playing for that. He's only playing for 2.
No, like when he'll retire.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
15,
Yeah, 10,
15.
probably 15.
So I wonder, like one day we'll hear him say, like, I actually.
he'll be commentating over some playoffs, and he'll be like, man, back in 2020.
The thing is, though, like, this wasn't as serious because it is normal for players to go into the locker room and then come back.
Yeah.
Like, that's normal
Yeah,
in all
yeah.
sports.
And we never know what actually happened.
But the reason why the Paul Pierce one was so talked about is because he, like, faked the
Yeah.
injury.
Like, he had to
And he
be
just
taken
came
out on a stretcher.
Yeah, and, like he was in the wheel. Like, there's a video of him in the tunnel with people pushing him in a wheelchair, and he's, like, so stressed. And then he just comes out running, and everyone's like, what just happened?
A man's got to do what a man's got to do.
That's so funny, bro. You want to get into one of our main topics, I guess?
I'd say so our general topic for the rest of the pod, at least, is going to be music.
So yeah, we wanted to focus a lot on music because that's something, like, there's so many conversations within it.
Yeah, and it's a big part of our lives.
Right, and we did talk about it a bit last time, but like we'll definitely get into more in depth, and especially because it's the end of 2020 almost.
Yeah.
We could talk about like who had the biggest year, our favorite artists.
Definitely. Yeah, the main thing we want to. Should we start off with our album of the year / top 5?
Yeah, we'll go with we could go with our top 5.
Okay, we'll give the listeners an idea of what kind of music we're really into over the past year or so.
Yeah, do you want to go ahead and go first?
All right, I will. Okay, so personally,
Is this in no particular order? Or is this?
I put mine in order,
Okay.
but if you ask me in 2 days,
It could
be a
change.
different
Okay,
order.
I
But so
understand.
this morning I decided to just set it straight for the pod.
Okay.
So my number 1, I have "Tickets to My Downfall" by Machine Gun Kelly,
Okay.
which
we know how.
yeah,
much
we
you like
talked
that one.
about this last time. It's my number 1 album of the year. It was just so good. The production, the alternative music is just like, it's a little something different to what I normally listen to because it's a lot of rap hip hop is in my playlist. And so having this towards the end of the year to kind of change up what I'm listening to was great. I liked that a lot. My number 2 was "The Goat" by Polo G. It was closer to the middle of the year. I'm pretty sure, which was it was very good. It had one of my songs of the year as well, Martin and Gina, absolute banger, so good. It was also it went a little mainstream, but that's all right. Happens to all the best songs.
Mhm.
My number 3 was "That's What They All Say" by Jack Harlow. That came out.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Number 3?
Yeah, number 3.
Wait, what?
Bro, first
I know.
day we listened, he was like, maybe top 15.
And then I don't know. You have to give albums time. You have to give albums time.
It grew on me as well, but we'll talk about
Yeah.
that.
So my number 3, and like I said, it could be any particular order other than My Machine Gun Kelly being number 1. That's for sure there.
What's a song that you would recommend on Jack Harlow? Just one.
Just one. It's got to be Way Out featuring Big Sean.
Okay.
And if you want, so Jack Harlow has a few different sides to his music. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll talk about his album specifically just because it's both like fresh in our minds. But we'll talk about that.
Two
after this.
songs with very different vibes. I would say Way Out featuring Big Sean is kind of like a hype song, and also Baxter Avenue. It's more of a storytelling song. It's completely different vibe. So both of those, go give it a listen. And my number 4, sorry for my profanity. What can you do? Fuck Love (parentheses Savage). It was a deluxe album by The Kid Laroi. It was a combination of. It was 2 like. He called them albums and I don't know what he really called them, but they were both like.
It was basically an album and a deluxe. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
Yeah, they were both like 7-song albums, and so we put them together, and that's sitting at my number 4. I didn't know if a deluxe would count just because it's kind of cheating because it has more songs, but it's around the same number of songs that an actual album would be. So I figured it would be all right to toss in.
Yeah, I think.
And my number 5 would be "Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon" by Pop Smoke. That one was rest in peace, Pop Smoke, obviously.
Right.
And that snuck in my top 5. That one was really in between. I have a few honorable mentions that I'll say that could have also made it in.
Okay.
So Legends Never Die, featuring Juice WRLD, or not featuring, by Juice WRLD.
Also, rest in peace.
Easily could have made,
obviously.
rest in peace. Easily could have made my top 5. Eternal Take by Lil Uzi, long awaited, also could have been in my top 5. And Artist 2.0 by A Boogie with a Hoodie,
Yeah.
also could have been my top 5.
We also know how much you like that based on the last episode.
Yeah, my top 5 were 3 of them were A Boogie songs. So also could have made my top 5 very easily. Those are my honorable mentions, ones I was re-listening to this year.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say mine.
Yeah, of course.
Not too similar, but similar.
Okay.
So my album of the year is "Circles" by Mac Miller. It came out in January. I'm pretty sure. I'll make sure of that.
Yeah, it was just the beginning of the year.
But yeah, so like, yeah, it did come out in January.
Nice.
So, dude, to me, this is
Also rest in peace.
also rest in peace. This is the best posthumous album I've ever listened to. Humus? Is that
posthumous.
posthumous?
Drop a little knowledge in everyone who's listening.
So that just basically means they've passed away.
Yeah.
They put out an album
Released
after they
afterwards,
passed away.
yeah.
So, for example, like the Pop Smoke album, like
Mhm.
the Juice WRLD album. And the reason for that is because from what I've listened to before, it almost seems unfinished. Some of the posthumous albums.
Yeah, a lot of them the vibe can seem a little off compared to the actual music.
But like something about the Mac Miller album, it was so like complete to me, and it's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Okay.
I would say it might be top 5 of all time.
Wow, nice.
And yeah, it's my favorite Mac Miller album as well. I think it's so like musical, good writing, good enough writing. It's not amazing writing,
Yeah,
obviously, but it just matches. Everything matches well. It sounds so complete and full, and yeah, I just really appreciate it. I just really love to, bro.
Yeah.
All right, second I have, I'm gonna say "Goat" by Polo G.
Okay, yeah, we have the same number 2 then. Nice.
So about Polo G, like when I first started listening to him, I thought he was just like another
Yeah.
that
hard
style
kind of rapper,
SoundCloud. But I mean, I think he's proved that he's a bit more elevated
Yeah.
in his writing. Although he can get a little bit repetitive, I'd say he showed more sides to him on this album.
Yeah. Well, because there was a massive growth between his first studio album, Legends Never Die.
Die Legend.
Oh, Legends Never Die is the
Yeah.
class guy. Excuse me. Yeah, Die Legend compared to this album.
Right.
And I think that's what you're saying. When I
Well-
first listened to that as well, I was kind of like, this guy, he's good, but he's not anything special. But then
So-
Go kind of.
So like what the main differences I would see is he talked, like I would say his flows in writing improved, his
Yeah.
vocals improved,
Mhm.
and obviously the production as well, because that's what comes with when you get more popular. So
Yeah, better producers reach out.
I actually want to talk about like production wise. So like a lot of these like SoundCloud rappers, right? SoundCloud style rappers, it's
Yeah.
almost a style these days. Their production is very like one dimensional,
Yeah.
meaning you have a sample or a loop, which is the melody, right? The music.
Yeah.
And then you have the drums.
Mhm.
And you have that, a little intro, whatever. Then they just play together and it just loops constantly. And it's just one layer,
Mhm.
right? So let's say you have a piano melody, you have all your drums, you have your 808s bass, whatever.
Mhm.
And it's just constantly looping and you rap over that.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most basic style of rap music right now. But like the reason, so Polo G's, although he still sticks to the piano
Mhm.
beats a lot, I do want to see him move away from that.
Yeah.
But that's why I appreciated Mac Miller's album so much, because there's so many layers within the melody, so many different instruments.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like very live and organic.
Yeah,
I'd say that's a
definitely.
good
Yeah, no,
word,
that
right?
makes sense.
So
Hey, that's a little bit like sorry to cut you off, your lips off.
no, you're good.
So Ticket to My Downfall, the Machine Gun Kelly album, was alternative, which is that kind of style of music is like heavy on drums and bass and things like that. And a lot of the they didn't say featuring for a lot of the songs, but part of the production of the album was Travis Barker.
Mhm.
And you know who Travis Barker is. Anyone
Yeah.
that doesn't know, he's a drummer. People say he's some of the greatest of all time.
Mhm.
He's not super known, obviously, because he's not an artist per se. He's like how a lot of producers aren't well known, but they're fantastic at what they do.
Mhm.
And that was something you could tell as well when he was drumming on the song. It was like, wow, the song has a certain like hype and like vibe to it that wouldn't have been able to been
Be
brought
there
by someone
without him.
else.
I think that also you could describe that as organic too, because a lot of producers these days, they get on their computer and they draw every drum in, right?
Yeah.
So they put the note here, they like
Mhm.
use their mouse, whatever. But like I'm sure Travis Barker, he went into the studio, recorded
Yeah.
the drums
with MGK,
So-
definitely.
That I do like that aspect of a more organic style of music where it's
Yeah.
more recorded. I do like that, and then I would say that's one of the main differences from like music like Polo G's. A lot of it is going to be drawn in. All the pianos most
Yeah.
likely going to be drawn in.
Nothing super crazy.
Yeah,
beat
so-
wise.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and say my third.
Okay, yeah, come in.
So number 3. wait.
Shit came with a list, my guy.
no, dude! I knew what it was.
I'll bring up another topic real quick while he's formulating his
Gotta
3, 4,
think of
5.
it now.
So what I was going to say as well about the same idea as the music being organic, I think is you can really tell when an artist is enjoying the music they're making and not just producing music because they have to produce music. Like with Ticket to My Downfall, this album is completely different to music that MGK's produced in the past, and you can tell that this is a style of music that he's really like comfortable in and something that he's really having fun enjoying, like having fun
Yeah.
making.
Those types of things you can feel.
Yeah, you
when
can
you're
tell.
listening.
Like when he's singing, I'm like he's really feeling the melody and he's loving the what he's producing.
Mhm.
Whereas with like maybe I don't know, a lot of it depends on a lot of what kind of rapper it is, but a lot of rappers that are maybe with labels that are being forced to put out music,
Maybe
you can almost tell when it's like
it's no longer art to me.
yeah, it's more just them producing for the label to make money.
Actually, someone that is kind of similar to what you were saying about
Okay.
MGK. So this is my third one. It's actually No Pressure by Logic. His final album.
Yep.
And
Well, we'll see.
well, yeah, but he retired.
Yes,
you know,
he's retired.
like in quotes, he retired.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I personally put this as his best album just because it felt so real, and it, like Logic has like he's obviously a talented rapper, right?
Yeah.
We know that, but this one was more focused on, I'd say, getting his point across rather than writing.
Just showcasing his
Staying-
abilities.
Yeah, and just writing things that people want to hear.
Yeah.
So like, remember when he had that song? He was talking about Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
Like no
Yeah.
one wants to listen to that
Yeah.
type of Logic. You
We
know
want
what
to
I mean?
hear what the artist wants to produce.
So like, Logic does have like a bit of a habit of being a little bit corny,
Yeah.
but I would say this album it's not that heavy.
It went backwards from his style a little bit, which is good.
Yeah, and I would say like throughout the album, like the production was also great on it, and I know he made some of the beats as well, which is
Oh, that's
awesome to me. Yeah, so I really respect Logic, and I mean he's doing what he wants, and I respect that. Like he wants to put out his last album. I mean, you got to do what you got to do for your family.
Yeah, he has
sometimes,
kids
so-
now as well, so that's
Yeah.
something you got to focus on.
So yeah, I thought that was, I think that is his best album, honestly, and my third album of the
Mhm.
year. I'll just say a song that I would recommend.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'd say like for a more chill, Man I Is,
Okay. Yeah.
and then for more of like, I guess like understanding his life, maybe what he's about, I'd say Dad Bod.
Yep. I was gonna suggest that
So-
one as well. That one's really good.
Just because that's like, he's really expressing himself, I'd say, in that one, like
Yeah,
what he wants to move forward in with his life,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
And he addresses what you were talking about, how he's not making music for what people are looking for. He's now just telling you how he is and what he's doing as a
and
person.
just
now.
talking about his life,
Yeah.
and talking about things that are important to him, like
Yeah.
like obviously Dad Bod, it's about him being a father,
Yeah.
so like his child, his wife, things like that.
Mhm.
Number 4, I'm gonna go with Juice WRLD's album.
Okay.
I think this is Juice WRLD's best album. I've said this for every person.
Really?
Yeah, I actually do. Just
Okay.
because Juice WRLD also reminds. We could talk about Juice WRLD because I think he's really interesting to me.
Yeah, definitely.
So Juice WRLD's obviously very loved because his music is something that's easy to listen to, right?
Yeah.
You'd say it's easy on the ears. It's
Yeah, definitely,
relatable because
definitely.
he's young. Like he's
Yeah, I was gonna
he's
say that as well.
close to our age in a way.
Yeah, I think he died when he was 20. He would have been 21 just this past
Okay.
month. Just this past
Maybe
month.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, yeah. Shoot me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how he is.
So I obviously, like I've always said about him, is that he's not at his full potential.
Yeah.
He never reached his prime.
Yeah.
No
Which
matter
is
how
sad.
famous he was, he never was the best he could be. And I saw this because, like, I know everyone always likes to say, "Oh wow, he freestyled this whole song," right?
Yeah.
But like, I obviously it's cool to see that, but I want to see something that you put your time into, something that you work like weeks, months on,
Mm-hmm.
like something that you really like put all your effort into. I prefer those types of songs rather than hearing a freestyle song, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because they always mean more to me. So I think that was done for a few more songs on this album
Yeah.
compared to his past. Would you say?
Yeah, well, with Death Race for Love, the prior album
Right.
to Legends Never Die was you could tell that
It
a lot of
was
songs were
moving
freestyle.
towards that.
Yeah, it was,
Mhm.
and it was also nice because there was still some songs that were definitely freestyles. You could tell he even says it in them.
Right.
Like what is the One Take Gang or something like that? He'd always say that in his
Yeah.
songs, which is
And he does have that one specific song on the album that was freestyle. Right.
yeah, I do. I know what you're talking about, and that's obviously a nice break to maybe the storytelling or the really dedicated songs. But for someone to, I don't know, to really express themselves through the music is awesome, and he was only able to do that partially just because of his career was ended so shortly.
Yeah, I'm obviously very upset that he passed away, but like, or not, but I wanted to see where he was gonna go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
He had a high ceiling as
Uh,
an artist.
and his production was growing as well. Just like
Definitely.
any young artist that's
Mhm.
getting more and more famous, you're gonna
Yeah.
get better in that regard. I would say his best song that he's ever made
Mhm.
is on this album, "Righteous."
Oh,
This
which
is-
was a single beforehand, right?
It was a single, but it ended
It ended up
being
on the
an
album, which is good.
I think that is his most meaningful, his most emotional
Yeah.
song that he's made.
I would say on par with that one is Legends as well.
Okay.
The single about XXX
Oh, okay.
Temptation and Lil Peep both
Yeah.
rest in peace. It was just him addressing their deaths and obviously how lives can end so soon.
Right. Especially like all these young guys, like it's crazy
Yeah.
to see. Pop Smoke is very young as well.
Yeah, he was super young as well, and he
So-
was close to his prime of making music as well. So
Yeah, he was
Is
getting there. I don't want to be mean, but I would say him dying put him.
it
But
elevated his
album.
status.
I wouldn't say the same for Juice though. I would say his album or his status was there already. It still moved up because he passed away,
Mhm.
but I would say he was gonna end up there anyway.
Yeah, like Juice WRLD had a lot of room for growth
Mhm.
in music making and media wise,
Not to say Pop Smoke didn't. I think he did
Yeah.
as well.
but he didn't have as high of a ceiling as Juice WRLD did. I don't think.
And also just he wasn't like super famous yet, where Juice WRLD was already.
He was already
pretty
like quite famous. Yeah.
So a lot. So I would say like Pop Smoke's album got a lot more. I don't know if I would have listened to Pop Smoke's album if he didn't pass away.
Oh,
Honestly,
okay. I mean, I might not have as well, but I enjoyed it by so
Yeah.
much. So I'm glad that it came to me.
all right. My fifth is Jack Harlow's album, so we could talk about Jack Harlow's album.
Okay, yeah, we'll go right into that.
So this actually just came out on Friday.
Yeah, we're recording this on a Tuesday, and it came out on the Friday beforehand, so it's fresh in our minds.
Yep. So what? All right. Main thoughts on it.
Okay, so my main thoughts are, I think, gosh, I was gonna say it's his best album yet, but it's his first studio album.
Yeah.
That's what he's calling it, but it's his best project yet, I'll say.
Okay. Yeah, but I would say the only thing I would say it's not by far his best.
Yeah, no.
Because he does show that improvement every time. So by no means was his last projects bad, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
This was his best, but it definitely wasn't best by like a mile. Like it just was his best.
Actually, recently before this album came out, I was watching this video. You know those videos on YouTube where it's like, oh, it's actually me, and it's like the celebrities respond to people on social media.
Oh, I've never seen those.
Yeah, so basically, they just make like a fake account, and he just like responds to people on social media.
Oh,
and
that's
then
funny.
so like when you see it says like actually Jack Harlow, but you're like, oh, this is obviously a fake
it's
account.
not.
But like he's actually responding, and one of the questions was, what are Jack Harlow's best songs?
Oh, okay.
And the ones he listed were a few of
so
them.
his personal best songs, he thinks.
What he said are his best songs. He said, Warsaw,
Oh, that song is a banger.
River Road. This is on Confetti as well, the same as Warsaw. The one where
Is River Road? Oh, I didn't have that one.
Sylvia on Loose,
I've heard that one. Yeah. Okay.
and then Eastern Parkway on Gazebo, his first one where he's like in front of the car on the.
Oh yeah, Gazebo. I don't have anything from Gazebo.
And there was one more, but I don't think I liked it that much, so I unadded it. But like these songs, I'm not surprised he recommended these because these showed his ability, because Jack Harlow is known as a swag rapper, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So he has bars.
yeah, like his
obviously.
song "What's Poppin'" is
Right, What's Poppin',
the epitome
Tyler
of
Hero.
swag rap. Yeah.
Like he has that charisma.
Yeah,
he has
definitely.
He's very likable because of that.
Yeah.
But he does show his storytelling, writing quality in the songs I just mentioned, and on a few songs on this album. And I really like how he had that divide between the swag rap, Tyler Hero,
Yeah. He was
Way
able to have
Out,
both on the album.
Yeah, Creme. Like it's a good balance in my opinion. I'm definitely excited to see what he comes out with next, though.
Yes, definitely.
Because what do you think is the first song of Jack Harlow that you listened to?
First ever?
Yeah.
Oof. It was definitely off Confetti. Well, actually, I think
Mine just might be Ryan.
mine might be.
Or no, Sundown.
You were listening to Sundown with it.
Huh?
I have Sundown downloaded, but I don't think that was my first song that I listened to.
I think that was for me.
I think it was Warsaw.
Okay.
Because Warsaw was his most popular off Confetti, which I think is why I heard it.
Okay, yeah. You really like Ryan too, though, right?
Yeah, Ron is so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Ron is so good. But I think I heard Warsaw first because it's more popular.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, so...
But I would
I
like
mean-
to see in his next few projects, I don't know how often he's going to release or whatever. I'm not his producer. But I think it'd be great to see if he can keep this divide in his albums of kind of the swag rap, but also his storytelling music. Because I appreciate both sides of what he can do, and I'd like to see them both be able to intertwine on an album again.
And before listening to some of these songs, I didn't realize he had that in his bag.
Same.
Just storytelling, like
Yeah.
able to just vibe out and like basically speak to us, right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
so yeah, I think that's a great quality for like, especially like young rappers that are going into that
Yeah.
swag rap that,
Yeah, you have to have the confidence in what you're doing.
and like, well, obviously if this is their lane, it isn't. But I prefer music where they're saying something, you know,
Yeah,
where there's meaning
Yeah.
behind it.
but it's always a nice like break to have just like something like Tyler Hero or What's Poppin'.
Yeah. So
Just a hype song to listen to.
the thing about Jack Harlow though is like he spits, bro.
Yeah, for sure. He's
Like, he-
very capable.
So like
in the rapping sense,
he's super talented in my opinion.
definitely.
Yeah, so I wanted to put him in my top 5. 1, so we could talk about it more, and 2, because I just listened to it and I'm enjoying it at the moment.
yeah, it's like fresh in our minds.
So obviously this top 5 could change. You never know. Like
Yeah.
you said. All right, I'll shout out some others. Just
Oh, what would you say is your favorite song off of this?
okay.
That's what they all say for anyone that wants to go listen to Jack Harlow.
I go back. I'll name a few that I go back to listen to a lot.
Okay.
I go back to listen to Creme, Keep It Light,
Nice.
Route 66, Baxter Avenue. I'd say those are the main ones. I did add pretty much the whole album except a couple songs.
Yeah, I did all but one or two as well, I think.
Yeah, so I'd say I listened to all of those, but those are the main that I keep coming back to.
Okay. Yeah, I shouted mine out earlier. Baxter Avenue and Way Out featuring Big Sean are both two different styles. Baxter Avenue leans more towards his storytelling type of music, and Way Out is his swag rap kind of, which I appreciate that he has both on the album. It's great to see.
And I do like Big Sean on there. I'm a big fan of Big Sean. So.
Yeah, he snapped on that verse.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, I wanted to do a few honorable mentions like you did.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So, Savage Mode 3? 2?
2? Pretty sure it's 2.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, yeah, it's 2. It's 2.
Oh,
I'm tripping. Savage Mode 2.
Okay.
Just...
Yeah.
It's 21 Savage's top 3. It's in the top 3.
Overall.
Albums that he's made.
Oh, okay. I was like...
In my
I
opinion.
was like, gosh, that's high. No, okay, yeah, maybe. I'd have to think about it more, but I think it's not a hot take, obviously.
Okay.
He only has, 5? 4?
Yeah,
Keep going with your honorable mentions.
Amine. He had a really solid album.
Yeah, I personally didn't listen to it, but yeah.
He's super talented too. I'm excited to see what he comes out with. I know you guys probably know the song Caroline. She's a bad
bitch. Of course.
So that's him, if you guys didn't know. I mean, I would recommend listening to the album. It does have that musical feel to it. That's kind of like what I'm into. I like the musical type of rap.
Okay.
Big Sean's album, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't. It was a little underwhelming to me.
Yeah,
but I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it.
So as well.
I'll just do like 2 more.
Okay.
Rich Brian.
Okay, I didn't listen as well, but
He just had it was an album, but it was short, an EP, I'd say.
oh, okay.
And I'm a fan of Rich Brian. I'd say this is between his last album, which came out I think last year, 2018, and this one. I would say like these two are definitely his best projects. He's like, you can see him mature through the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's very young too.
Yeah, he is, right? He's like, what, 19? 18 or 19? Something like that.
Yeah, 19 or 20, I think.
Oh, okay.
He's 21 actually.
Oh, okay. Still very young.
And something that's cool about him is he's Indonesian, and he was born there. So English,
that's cool.
English isn't even his first language. Wait, was he?
I didn't know that.
He might have not been born there. I just know English.
He was raised there, is what you're saying.
He was raised there, or he was. I don't think he was. I think he was raised there.
We'll say his early life was there, at least.
I'll say that. But yeah, so English isn't even his first language,
which is crazy.
Yeah, so that's crazy to me. One album that you didn't bring up that I thought you would was Black Bears.
Okay, so yes, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Black Bear. For anyone that doesn't know, I'll say I did enjoy this album, but it is probably my least. Actually, it's my second least favorite album by him.
Okay.
So it is. Okay. It's like I still enjoy his music. The only one I Cyber's X. That one's a bit dodgy. The name doesn't have a hot start. But I will say it was good. It did have I Feel Too Much. Such a good song. So they had 2 or 3 like really good songs, but overall,
I think they got boring, the songs. Right?
Yeah, like it didn't feel like he was because a lot of his music, he's for anyone that doesn't know, he's kind of like that sad. It's still hip hop.
I'd say,
but it's like sad.
I'd say like pop rap.
Yeah.
It depends on the song.
But... it depends on the song.
Yeah.
But it's closer to like that sad kind of pop hip hop, and these ones they just didn't feel genuine. I think is the big thing for me.
You think?
Like on the past, was like Dead Roses, his biggest album, his most popular.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's fair. Like Dirty Laundry, IDFC, both super popular songs, and that music you could tell he was. I don't know, like he was feeling his music. Like he was putting his emotions into it. But with this album, it didn't feel super genuine.
This album was very radio style music.
Yeah, which might have been what he was going for. And if he was, Fair.
But that for me is, I like listening to it. Like
Yeah.
at the beginning, it was like, oh, this is a nice song to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
vibe to. But it got boring quick. I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely.
It got old fast.
Definitely.
Um.
But that's still my guy. He's still one of my favorite artists. But not the hottest album.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we could. It's been kind of a long time right now.
I will say something that we want to do every podcast, and it's this one might get a little drowned out just because we've been talking about music the whole time. Our song of the pod.
Okay, we could go ahead and do that.
So for mine, it's gonna be a little bit of curveball. I don't think you've ever even heard of this guy, Olivier.
Okay.
So this song is "Morbid Mind" by Jack Kays.
Okay. I've never heard of him.
I didn't think so. I found him on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
He's along the same alternative vibe as Machine Gun Kelly I was talking about earlier. And I haven't listened to much of his music just because he doesn't have a lot out. He's a small artist. But I would recommend anyone to go listen to the song if you're into that style of music. Obviously if you're like a rap guy and you listen to it, you're gonna be like, this is trash. but I definitely, if you're into that style of music, go listen to it.
I won't be listening to it.
That's fair. That's fair. But it's a good song, so that'll be my song of the pod.
Okay, I'm gonna go with mine. I'm gonna go with Noel Miller.
Okay.
From TMG with Cody Co.
Uh-huh.
He actually put out like a serious music album. You know,
I thought it was an EP.
EEP. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know how like him and Cody make not
Like joke rap.
it's joke rap, but it's slowly getting more serious. But
Yeah.
there's always little like joke type things in
like
there.
they have a song with Black Bear.
They do have a song.
It's
It's literally about being short.
Yeah, it's called Short Kings.
Yeah, Short King's
Short King's
Anthem.
Anthem. Short
Yeah,
King's
yeah.
Anthem. It's actually pretty good.
But I would say on that album, I think the easiest for people to like ease into it would be Crow. You probably haven't listened to it.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so Crow by Noel. It's just on that album.
Okay.
So yeah, I would recommend that one. If you do enjoy that song, then delve deeper, listen to the rest.
Yeah,
it's
maybe-
probably like 5-6 songs, I think.
Oh yeah, because it is just an EP to be fair.
Yeah, I think
I'll
it's 6.
give it a listen.
Yeah.
I'll give it a listen.
All right. I mean, we still let's continue with music, but let's go into different discussion.
Okay, so one that maybe not someone that we thought was something that we.
Oh wait, I want to ask you, like, what got you into the music you're listening to now?
Okay.
So, for example, like when you were younger, like what were you listening to,
Yeah,
and
so-
how did that advance to now?
Okay, yeah, I got you. And we have another pretty interesting topic for after that, but so we'll get
Okay,
into this
okay.
one. So I'll say a lot of my music was kind of derived from my mom and my dad's, or my mom and my dad's. I was gonna say style of music, but they don't make music. Just what they were listening to when I was younger,
Their preference.
which I've read somewhere. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but a lot of the music you listen to, I forget what the age group was. I think it was 10 to 14. The music you consume in that period of your life is going to be music that it's gonna
influences.
mold what you listen to when you're older.
That
That's
makes
what sticks
sense.
with you the
Okay.
most, which I think that's fair because your brains are developing
I'd say
the
that's
most.
fair for me.
Your brains are developing the most, and I think that stuck with me as well. So my dad was huge into Eminem,
Mm-hmm.
just overall, and that was always when music's always being played around you, you kind of grow to like it. And it's not like I won't say I only grew to like it because it was just being played around me, but I definitely enjoyed that style of music.
It like got you into it.
Yeah, and I think that was what got me into rap to
Mhm.
start off with. And
What were you listening to before that, or do you not remember?
I was so young.
Yeah.
So it's like I was never gonna be like 8 years old listening to who's popular in 2010.
Like Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did go to a Bruno Mars concert.
Bruno Mars?
concert.
Hey, come
He
on.
was banging in the 2010s.
Like I don't know, like just radio music. That's what I
Yeah,
remember. when I
that's
was
really
younger.
all
Yeah.
you would listen to when you were little. So whenever my dad he was on the aux in the car, that was mainly what was being played, and so I kind of just grew to like it. And I mean, still to this day, I actually didn't put it as an honorable mention, but he released an album this year,
Yeah.
"Music to Be Murdered By."
I mean,
There was great storytelling songs in that album. His
Yeah.
his music's obviously fallen off from his prime. He's not gonna make anything like
Right.
the Marshall Mathers LP again.
especially because his style is a little bit dated now.
Yeah,
So,
like people aren't super interested in super fast aggressive rap anymore.
Right. I think the style's definitely shifted. Yeah.
But he still is.
I would say like Eminem fans though would have enjoyed the album.
Yeah, I enjoyed the album.
Mhm.
And shout out my guy Mustafa. We talked about him earlier.
Oh,
we
Mustafa.
both enjoyed the album a lot. So I don't think it would break into my top 5, but I wrote it down as an honorable mention. I forgot to say it. And so I mean that was huge for me rap wise. And then on my mom's side, completely different.
Okay.
So a lot of my a lot of nostalgia from my childhood lies in music with my mom. It was the a lot of the Fray, a lot of Nickelback, a lot of
Is this how would you describe the style? Is that indie? No, right?
no, this is
I don't know how to.
this is alternative.
Alternative. Okay.
Machine Gun Kelly's like alternative rock.
Okay.
So,
So I'm
like-
not very familiar with
Yeah,
this
so like if you
style,
click on it's alternative. So like Incubus,
okay.
The Fray, Nickelback, those
Right.
bands my mom was
Wait,
huge
what's
into.
indie music then?
Indie is like the Chainsmokers.
Oh,
That's
okay.
like indie music.
Okay.
And so
High
these
music.
Chainsmokers. And so that style of music I'm definitely still into. Like I have a playlist that I've developed over time from my mom's CD that she would always play, and that's something for me to always kind of just look back, and I know I'm still in my childhood in some people's eyes.
Mhm.
Like I'm only 18.
Like we're still developing, learning.
Yeah,
about
like
ourselves.
maybe when I'm 40, I'm gonna go back and listen to Jack Harlow and be like, so nostalgic.
So nostalgic.
And so that kind of playlist is something that is different from what I listen to as well usually, but it's nice to have that to go back to. So those were two of my big when I was younger, getting into music really.
And like that definitely shaped what you listen to today. Like you listen to both sides.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of rap and there's a lot of alternative in my
Yeah.
preferred styles of music.
So for me, it's actually a little bit different because my mom never really like exposed me to much music.
Okay.
Because she's not really huge into music either.
Mhm.
So when we were listening to music, it would be in the car and it would be just radio.
Yeah.
So I started off with that. Like I guess it's pop
Yeah,
music.
pop usually, hip hop.
So I guess I started off with listening to that. I was never like actively listening on my spare time. Though.
Yeah.
It was always in the car. But I would say like just going to school, talking to like friends and people I had classes with,
Yeah.
that slowly brought me into hip hop and like starting to try to appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
The first artists I listened to, I would say Kanye West,
Okay. Which at the time when you were younger would have been even bigger than it was now.
J. Cole,
Yep.
early albums.
Definitely.
Because of Kanye West, I moved into Kid Cudi a little bit, not
Okay.
too much.
Yeah.
Um,
He also has probably one of the most popular songs of the 2010s. I can't believe I've just done this. I know you know what song I'm talking about. With the lonely stoner likes to free his mind at night.
I thought you were talking about Erase Me.
Oh no, keep going. So
Okay.
so into Kid Cudi, into,
Also like Future, Drake, Eminem as well.
yeah, because
I
they're
think-
all super popular.
Because
at the
like
time.
when I would come hang out with you.
yeah, Day and Night.
Oh, Day and
Day
Night.
and Night.
Okay.
Probably one of the most popular songs
Yeah, that's
of
fair.
the 2010s.
Drake was always huge when we were younger too. He still is.
Yeah,
It's
he's been huge for
crazy.
like 20 years.
I think
now.
he's the biggest selling artist of all time. I think.
Which makes sense.
I think he beat Michael Jackson. I think. I might be waffling right now.
Yeah. Also, a little something, so I don't want to cut you off here, but a funny story about Michael Jackson. So, for anyone that doesn't know, we talked about TikTok and music last episode,
Mhm.
and so people are making fun of do you know I forget what label it is, the one that holds the rights to Michael Jackson's music, and they kind of got, not exposed, but they got made fun of because a few weeks ago, they paid a lot of like very popular TikTok influencers to
To
use
use
Michael
them.
Jackson's
Okay.
music, and they.
I feel like a lot of.
But
I
like,
think
but,
that's the worst thing in the world.
but it was just it looked so
And I think-
unauthentic because a lot of them were because when you on social media,
I think it looks bad because it's Michael Jackson's music and they're still trying to make profit off of.
that's why
Yeah.
it's bad. So Epic Records is the one that.
Okay.
So the thing was, people were mad that it didn't seem authentic because if like say if whoever, I think it was Vinny Hacker or V Hacker, whoever, he's a TikTok friend that doesn't know.
Okay.
If he reached out to Epic and was like, "Hey, I love this guy's music. I want to promote it," that'd be great. But I can't imagine that happening because it was a multiple
Mhm.
TikTokers, and it was like they would just release videos with the music, and it would just be a hashtag ad in the caption, and it's like it just doesn't feel authentic, and that's what a lot of people were mad with, I think,
Okay.
and that's just what I was thinking when you said Michael Jackson.
Right. Okay.
Bring that up.
That does make sense.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna mention some more artists that
Oh,
I
yeah.
listen to.
Mhm.
I listen to Big Sean, Mac Miller, Kendrick, Wiz Khalifa,
Okay.
A$AP
Okay.
Rocky. Actually, a decent amount of Kanye, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the old Chance stuff. I enjoyed.
he has fallen off a bit.
A little bit Logic, maybe.
Yeah, he wasn't around when we were younger as much.
Like old Travis, a little bit, not too much. Yeah, it was more of that mainstream. I would say I'm still into mostly mainstream, but I try to like find
Branch out a bit.
underground maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not too familiar, so I'm not going to speak on that. I'm
Yeah,
just going to
yeah.
get wrecked. But like, yeah, I mean it. Yeah, so I definitely like got into like I'm still into the same style. I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see what you're saying when you're saying like 10 to 14. That's where you find your
Yeah, it's where music that sticks with you when you listen to
right.
it.
Like
So,
that's
yeah.
what influences the rest of your music listening.
I was gonna
career.
say. Oh yeah, definitely. Also, so obviously the two different styles of music that my mom and dad brought me, but I think a lot of, so we'll segue into the next discussion with this, but J. Cole was, I would say I didn't even really listen to J. Cole until I started hanging out with like Olivier, Owen, those kind of guys who were super into J. Cole. Well, I don't know who else to say. Who do you think? Harsh, maybe? Harsh wasn't really into J. Cole.
No.
Like middle school, like 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah. So
Like they kind of introduced me to J. Cole, and he's gone on to become my favorite, my second favorite, whatever, however you want to. It flip flops, obviously, just how everything does. But they are they brought me into that style of music, and J. Cole is just, I mean, he's something different. We can get into the next discussion. We can talk about the GOAT of music.
greatest rapper of all time.
Groat.
Oh, that sounds
Sounds bad.
Imagine the title's just Groat? Question mark.
Like a bunch of question marks.
That's so ugly.
All right, so
Alright.
we can get into that a little bit. You wanna?
It's for me. It's gotta be.
There's a few people that can only really be considered.
Okay, let's put some considerations. People that we can
Okay,
consider.
yeah. And also, you have to bear with us. We're 18. We're not gonna say Tupac.
Yeah, sorry, we're not gonna.
We're not gonna say Jay-Z.
I don't.
We're not
Have you listened to a little bit Tupac before in the past?
the really popular stuff.
Okay, yeah. I'd probably say the same for
Yeah.
me. Like I've listened to a little bit albums, but
Like I
We
couldn't
won't
tell
talk
you.
about that.
I couldn't tell you the name of a Tupac song.
oh,
But if someone played, there's one really. If someone played it, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's Tupac.
okay.
But I'm definitely not.
Same with
gonna-
Biggie.
Yeah. So just bear with us.
So it's more of our timeline, our generation.
Yeah.
So
So
a little
what-
bit is maybe a step behind our generation, but it's gonna be
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Still relevant. So we'll
okay.
say the GOAT of our generation, just so we don't.
Okay. Well,
We're not
okay.
unfair to anyone.
So like Lil Wayne,
Lil Wayne's not personally, but we'll say people that are just in general should be
Okay.
considered.
Jay-Z,
Jay-Z, Kanye,
Kanye, Eminem,
Eminem, definitely.
Drake. Just because numbers.
It's crazy that Drake can be
Because
considered.
when I say rapper, I don't mean talent. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about just everything about them makes them the greatest of all time.
I think that I agree that he should be considered, but it's crazy that he actually has a case to be considered because
Yeah.
he's 30 or not 30 years. He's 15, 20 years younger than these guys.
I know. Yeah.
Like Eminem's almost 50 and Drake is barely 30, I think, if even.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Cole and Kendrick in there.
Kendrick.
He has some classic
Yeah,
albums
for sure. And I would say Damn, his most recent album, was probably the most popular of what was that, 2018 or 17?
Yeah. You're saying of that year.
Whichever year it was, 2017 or 18, I think it won Album of the Year at the
Yeah,
at the
might have.
VMAs. Or whichever.
Bro, but like To Pimp a Butterfly, bro.
Yeah, Mad City. Like
It's
okay, so he's definitely in consideration.
he's in there, bro. I'm gonna say Cole. I don't know how people feel about Cole these days,
Yeah.
but for me, he's up there.
for me,
He has to
He's
be.
got to be for both of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other ones? Nas. I mean, we haven't listened to too much.
I'm
Nas.
not really into that.
Oh.
I think we've covered.
We've covered what we've
Yeah,
experienced.
what we would consider to be the go-to.
I know,
generation.
like, there's some people listening to this that are thinking of some legends that
Yeah.
we might have not listened to as much.
Yeah. And like, bear with us. We're not gonna say Tupac. We're not gonna say the Beatles.
If you think Tupac's a goat, though, then that's you.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's a personal opinion, obviously.
All right, out of those, who are you picking as your number one? We'll just say our number one because it's getting late.
Yeah.
This will be our final
But
discussion.
we want to bring this in. Okay, so So I'll say it's between Eminem and J. Cole for me. So Eminem, a lot of it lies in nostalgia a little bit, but also a lot of it is he's just so talented. I think he is probably the most talented rapper ever. Whether or not you think he is the best ever, music-wise, a lot of people can agree he is the most talented ever.
I would think...
Like, what he's able to do with his music is insane.
I would say, like, he, in a way, was a pioneer for rap. Would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Because, I don't know, I feel like he made it more mainstream, right?
Yeah, well, because he also references a lot in his songs that... Gosh, I don't want to sound, like, weird here. It was... Before Eminem, it was black people's music. And he says that. I'm taking words from him.
So you're saying, okay.
Like, he brought a different community to the style of rap.
That's true.
And so he talks about it like, he has a song called White America off of the Eminem Show.
Okay.
And the whole song is about how he's taken rap and he's getting a lot of these, like, white little kids to follow him and get into the style of music, and people are mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's what he wants, though.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants a different community to be brought. Mm-hmm. And, like, there's songs where he's like...
And he wants people to be mad at him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And he talks about how him and Elvis Presley, they both stole their styles of music from black people at the time. Okay. Obviously, now white rappers, you see a white rapper, it's like, oh, yeah, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
But in the 90s, there wasn't white rappers. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Before Eminem, obviously, because he was, like, started in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's something that puts him into consideration. Just the talent he has is what he's able to do with music.
And, like, since we put Drake in there because of his sales, because of his impact, we have to mention Eminem's sales. Like, he's up there for most of all time.
Oh, yeah, he's
in there. So, like, also just, like, his wordplay, his flows.
It's insane.
His just ability to, like, enunciate when he's going fast.
Like, if you went into... Well, up until... I think last year, I forget what broke it. Oh, no, up until he broke his own record this year, he had the most words rapped in a song in, I think it was 120 seconds. Okay. Or maybe it was 100 seconds.
I thought it was like 40 seconds.
Well, there was...
Because 120 seconds is 2 whole minutes.
Okay, well, so I remember I don't remember specifically what it is, but it was... So with Rap God, held the record.
I just want to say, I was going to bring up Rap God too. And, like, we're talking about more mainstream, and I would say this is his biggest song, right?
Rap God, probably.
That's 1 billion views on YouTube. 1.1 billion. Crazy, bro. And
so yeah, it was... He broke his own record at... I forget what specifically it was. Fastest verse.
Okay.
He
in his new album, right? On Godzilla.
Yeah, that song came out, like, 6 or 7 years ago or something like that.
Oh, Rap God?
Yeah. Okay. And it held the record for that long until he broke it, which is just something that...
It's impressive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so here, on the third verse of Godzilla, which actually features Juice WRLD, it's actually a good song, Eminem raps 229 words in 30 seconds. Crazy. That breaks out to 7.6 words per second.
Bro, if we talk that fast, this podcast would be 7 minutes.
And so that's just... He broke his own record, and I think... Wait, let me just see what it broke it by.
Okay.
So, M's fastest verse, it was 9.6 syllables per second. Okay. And Godzilla had 11.3 syllables per second.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he's 46 or something?
Yeah.
Speaking 11 words per second, and they're
it's like age makes his lungs are getting weak.
Well, because they'll say that a lot. Like, I don't know if... It's crazy that he's at this age producing music that is at that level.
Yeah, I would say especially because, like, you have to run out of ideas. And we've seen Eminem run out of ideas.
Yeah, obviously. Everyone does a little bit.
But because Eminem is somewhat relevant now, was extremely, like, amazing at the time, I'd also agree with you and say he's the greatest of all time.
Jeez.
But I want to know... So, obviously, I'm a huge J. Cole fan, too.
Same.
He's my favorite, right? I would say, I know you mentioned him as a possibility as your number one. Mm-hmm. The only reason why I'm not going to say that, because I think Eminem, most people can respect that as your answer, but I think a lot of people will disagree with J. Cole, and I think the GOAT should be a little bit more...
unanimous.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, I think so as well. Because, and also you have to think about, J. Cole is super talented. He makes amazing music. He has a great label, which a lot of rappers try to start. And it doesn't work for
his
him.
own label.
Yeah, he's
right?
a great label. He produces great music, has great artists.
Yeah.
But he just hasn't done for music what Eminem did for rap.
Influence wise, yeah. I can agree with
I
that.
wouldn't even
Yeah.
say it's close. There's not
Yeah.
a lot of people that are up to par with what Eminem's done for rap, and just music in general. And they have to be at that level for them to be considered, I think.
All right.
So like personally, yeah, he'd be my number 2 artist of all time. But if you think about it in a general sense, he's not in my top 5, really. Just because of what they've done for music.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
mostly agree with that.
Yeah, like even Kendrick, I would say, did a slightly different style of music than what was normal at the time.
Okay. Yeah, especially because Kendrick's voice is so unique.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
really.
so he was very distinguishable when you heard his music.
Yeah, like it was like, oh, that Kendrick song is on.
Yeah, so it's kind of messed up. Yeah, so go is Eminem.
Yeah, I think we can settle on that.
I think this should be something. If we have guests that are into rap, we should ask them who's your go.
Yeah, definitely, and see what they say. Gosh, we're gonna get some dodgy ones.
Trippy Red.
It'll be bad.
All right, bro.
I think this is. I hope everyone enjoyed this. It was music heavy, but
Yeah, so I mean, I understand if you guys aren't into it, but the first half might be interesting.
yeah,
right?
yeah. The first 40 minutes or so, I think
Yeah.
we're decent bit of just topical events.
Yeah, and
Like
if you're into rap, then you'll enjoy this one.
music in general.
Yeah, music in general. I mean, especially if you're trying to get into something new.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I just wanted to remind you guys, please subscribe.
Oh, yeah,
I know
of
you
course,
guys
of
see
course.
that red button.
Yeah, and if you've gotten this far,
All the YouTubers say, if you're this far, you got to.
yeah, the first 5 minutes we mentioned it. Yeah, sure. You might not, but if you've gone an hour and 15 minutes into our podcast,
guys,
hit us with a subscribe.
guys, get us.
to 20 subscribers. We're at 18 subscribers. We can get 20.
Also, drop a like. So last episode we had 12 likes.
Okay.
15 this time, maybe 20.
Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I'll be over the moon with anything really. Like the feedback that we've already gotten is fantastic.
It's awesome. Yeah,
So
Yeah.
if you think even if you decide not to subscribe, sure, whatever, it's your personal choice.
It is,
The fact
yeah.
that you're listening this far, I
That-
appreciate you.
we appreciate the minimum, but if you're able to do more, then
Yeah.
of course we'll appreciate that as
Yeah,
well.
that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I'm already. It's fantastic what you guys have
Yeah.
done for us.
I say we aim for. I mean, we got 12. Let's just go for 13. Just one more.
13, yeah.
Why not?
Each episode, we'll go one more.
We got 200 views the first one. I'm not expecting that much this time,
Yeah,
but
not as well.
like, I mean, y'all surprised us.
But
first
yeah,
time,
we
so-
surpassed expectations
Exactly.
by a mile.
Yeah.
So,
So
gosh, anything would be greatly appreciated from you
also,
guys.
I just right before we leave,
Mhm.
I want everyone to get excited for next Wednesday's episode.
Yes.
Our Christmas special. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
We're gonna have 2 guests. Wait, you might have said the guests earlier.
I did not. I said that we had special guests coming.
Okay. Well, we have 2 special guests next
Yes.
episode. Christmas
Jam-
special.
Yep.
We've got a great thing planned. A bunch of cool questions to ask.
Yeah, I think
cool
we've got
things to
great
talk
topics.
about.
We've got great topics.
So yeah, I'm super excited about
Yeah,
that.
next episode's gonna be great.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Make sure you come back. And if you subscribe, it'll come up in your inbox. So I mean, what can we say?
all the benefits, like win-win, bro.
And if you follow the Insta, we're gonna be doing updates and things.
Yeah, remember to follow the Insta link in description.
Yes.
Our Instagrams are in the description. I'm sure you guys probably follow us if you're listening, but
Yeah.
I mean, give us a follow.
Yeah.
Why not?
And if you live in, I'm not gonna say, we're gonna try to keep things like that kind of private. But if you live in the area we live in, and you go to Michael's, and you go to the pen section, I drew a little shout out on one of the notebooks they had. So if you see that, comment
what?
Dude, I was just there with my girlfriend, and I was like, you know what, this will be jokes. I put subscribe to FDB.pod.
We didn't get 1 subscriber from that.
So I mean, if you see that, comment. That'd be jokes. That'd be jokes.
All right. So yeah.
So yeah, next episode's gonna be great, guys.
All right. Thank you guys so much,
Yep.
and we'll see you later. Peace.
See you, everyone.